5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are here. Welcome to AKAPAD's Audio Audacity. That's right. I'm Peter A. DeLuca, another known as AKAPAD, and this is my podcast. This is where we talk about everything geek. And right here, right now, right after the intro, we're going to get into the death of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And why? Why am I the only one discussing that as such? We're going to find out. Let's go. Hey, yo, we are back. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, if you didn't know from the intro, hi, I'm Peter. And I'm just a resident geek here in Center City, Philadelphia. I do this podcast because, you know what? I don't consider myself a diehard anything, when it comes to the world of geekdom. But I have a lot of opinions. So this podcast is that. And look, we roll in life lessons and anecdotes. And, every once in a while, I'll have someone on to, go through life and or deeply detailed geek things with. And so some of that I do miss, but my decision, right at episode 200, I made the decision to change the name and the branding for the podcast and go from Dream Warriors to this. And the reason for that is my contributors, these people who all swore, every single one of you swore, and I know you guys still listen, you all swore not to give up, and I warned every single one of you how hard it was going to be to maintain it. Me canceling, you canceling, scheduling, the grind of going on the run and then boom, disappearing. Okay. Hey, myself, I had big gaps of no episode production for all kinds of great reasons. And so like the show evolved into more of like true long form conversation in some of these geek topics. I'm winding into doing more quick spot movie review discussions. Just because I watch so many movies, and I listen to a lot of movies, and a lot of movies I watch 5 or 6 times before even developing a opinion on them. X-Men, Dark Phoenix, I'm looking at you. Mostly though, it's just a way to analyze and to hone in on exactly, what is happening with some of these franchises, culturally and so forth. I believe, deep down between here on the AKAPAD Audio Audacity podcast and my YouTube channel, which you can find, AKAPAD, the study of Captain Marvel and even Avengers, and this episode itself is also connected to those two. There's just a lot there, and there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to analyze, and this is just something I'm drawn to do it this way, just because I don't see it. I really don't see it, and I don't know if me continuing this attitude and having things done in this fashion will really make the podcast pop. I think Dream Warriors was more designed for that. Dream Warriors was designed to be known by everyone and, be nationally recognized. But the AKAPAD Audio Audacity is really me lamenting and rolling over these ideas, and it's, a lot of it is self-analysis. But yeah, so getting into today, we're on the heels. We're like full on the Spider-Man Far From Home media push. The red carpet premiere was last night. The review embargo, I believe, gets lifted this coming Wednesday. So we're going to see the shills come out of the darkness and all claim that the Spider-Man Far From Home is better and greater than Avengers Endgame. Now, if you listen and if you watch my videos, you already know that's a low bar, because Peter A. DeLuca, your boy over here, does not like Avengers Endgame. I'm an outlier. I am a freak. That's right, I'm a freak without warning when it comes to Avengers Endgame. Why? It's lazy. Avengers Endgame is one of the laziest finals I've ever seen. And I call it a final because that's what they promoted it as. That's why I went into the movie seeing it as the end of this 10-year, 23 movie arc. And it occurred to me, it's no different than Lost. It's no different than Neon Genesis, Evangeline. I can't pronounce that. It's no different than these other finals that disappointed us all. The final season of Mad Men, the final episode of Sopranos. Now we have Game of Thrones. This is prevalent. Why is this now stricken through storytelling and media? And the answer is simple. The answer is right there in front of our face. These filmmakers, these writers, these producers have to end it and move on. That's what they have to do, okay? They're not making it for you. They're not making it for us. They're not making it for me. They're making it to end it. And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how they wrap it up because you're going to be there to see it. Now, was the Avengers Endgame have a little bit more design to pop? I would say yeah. And I think the this week Avengers Endgame gets released again or has a different release. I don't know what they're calling it, a continuation release, because it, again, as I said in the last episode, it never really went away. But Avengers Endgame is coming back out, and we're now 2 weekends away from Spider-Man Far From Home. This is a part of the giant media push. The Marvel Studios would do nothing but love the Avengers Endgame to overtake Avatar at the box office. And this is, again, it's a lazy, fat, disgusting way to go about it. Okay, because it's just not. It doesn't seem real. It does. I mean, I think Cameron could add footage to Avatar, improve the 3D, okay, and put it out and stomp it. I really do. I would have it Avatar released with additional marine stuff. Would just be epic. I think it would be great. Avatar released with more of the spiritual aspect, more of the spiritual side. Really getting metaphysical with the visuals. I'm sorry, it's 100%. He's long teased that Avatar 2 was going to be in the water, showing that. Okay, and if you think they're going to release Avatar 2 without releasing Avatar 1. You're mad. That will be happening. I'm sorry, but look. Why is the let's just get on topic. Weather report. Philly's been hot, and Philly's been muggy. Weather report over. But yeah. So what do I mean when I say that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is ending? Thank you very much, Spider-Man Far From Home. Well, that clip, there's a clip in one of the trailers of them stating that in two separate ways that we're now in a Marvel Cinematic Universe multiverse. So it's an MCMU. It's an MCMU. And this is a similar view that I have with storytelling. It's a similar view that kind of came out with the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, right now available on Netflix. When I saw that, see, my criticism for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame. Now, these are fantastic movies if you know what the hell is going on. But if you don't, they're not. And they make no sense. And then where are we? Because they're not exactly a TV show where you just say, start here. And they're not exactly a serial either. Okay? These are concepts built around fan service with I would say with a level of exposition that barely gets by. Could these things be changed, adjusted? Sure. Were they? Were they possibly changed and adjusted prior to like release or within the story room? Of course. I'm sure Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse had every single explanation conceived of within the story room, because that's just the way they do things. So what I'm getting at is, when we go multiverse, we're stretching to create excitement. We're stretching to create significance within the characters, built in drama. Okay, usually a multiverse would mean there's a rift, and now we have to close the rift because there's a black hole and or something, and then we're all going to get sucked into it. So we need someone to close the black hole. That's what she said. So, been there, done that, right? Tried and true, done, and done. Okay, I got zero interest. So, like what's really happening? Okay, um, like we have a chance in Spider-Man Far From Home that it's all a trick by Mysterio. I'm hoping for that. I really am, but I think everyone sees that coming. So if the Marvel Cinematic Universe drifts into this multiverse, we're going to get the same thing that happened with Into the Spider-Verse, which is the character that the movie is titled after is going to become less and less significant. They become zero. They're zero importance. There's zero draw into the character because they're not individual and they're not unique. And even their struggle gets diluted when we think about it, because it's just like, oh, Peter Parker did all of these things and look at where he is. It's amazing. It's amazing where, like I can walk away and do something with that even within my own life. These are the things we think about. But there's 5 of them. Okay, five Peter Parkers did it. It doesn't seem so hard. The life struggle, the life journey, the hero's journey seems far less significant when we have 5 Peter Parkers. Now, we're going to reach this. We've already saw it in Avengers Endgame. We saw characters interacting with one another. We already know that they're splintering off timelines into separate threads. So the Loki from the Loki TV show is a different Loki, but it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters at all. Okay, because the Loki that we like, we saw the journey of, we saw the arc end. Brilliantly, by the way. Like killing Loki in the beginning of Infinity War was a brilliant, ballsy move that they didn't know what to do with, looking back. But this is the point I made earlier. Avengers Endgame is just a bunch of guys deciding to move on with their lives and end something. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe drifting away from linear into multiverse is when DC Comics embraced multiverse, they fractured, they crumbled. Their characters themselves went through something super similar when they allowed the likes of Grant Morrison to explain to us in so many words and visuals that the Dark Knight, the Batman, Bruce Wayne, goes back to a Neanderthal caveman time, and there's a cave whatever. Okay, you see where I'm going with this. That's not interesting. No one cares about it. And the actual idea, the actual core of the character is gone. It's gone because there's no struggle you can put that character in if him himself isn't unique and you're not connected with the origin. This is one of the reasons why origin stories are always important. I think it's DNA. I think it's something in us all. We want to know where things came from. We walk down the street and we see a beautiful building with beautiful reliefs, and it's carved, and the stone is old and it's just weathered. We want to know how old it is and where it came from and how long it was there and who did this and who did that. We're drawn to it for a reason. We want to know where the things that we admire, we want to know where they come from. We want to know, like when you meet someone, one of the first words out of your mouth is, where are you from? One of the first words out of your mouth. It's amazing. But you want to ask that person if where they're from. If there's 5 of them, well, that would be like a lot of work. But you wouldn't, because that person is not unique. There's not one of them. Now there's 5 Spider-Men. Now there's multiple Lokis. Now there's multiple Captain Americas. It becomes just I hate to say it. I feel like I'm yelling at the moon here, but it becomes lazy. Okay, and Spider-Man Far From Home now is walking that line. We saw the multiverse post Secret War, Age of Ultron, Secret War, Matt Fraction or Jonathan Hickman, one of those two, completely destroyed Marvel Comics by allowing a multiverse to creep in, and editorial is also to blame. But they let multiverse become the significant point in Marvel Comics, and Marvel always over DC Comics had a linear continuity, despite what the characters have been through, despite the resets. Because even Onslaught and Heroes Reborn, I know I'm talking Japanese to everyone, but Marvel Comics had a line, and they reset the line multiple times, multiple ways. Even Secret Wars and Secret Wars 2, all this stuff with the Beyonder, they found a way to reset it within that line so you could follow it. You cannot follow a multiverse. Okay? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. You can have fun with it, but when it's standard continuity and it's not something special, I'm telling you, it's not very interesting. And it doesn't hold the attention. It's a Quantum Leap type thing. No, people watch Quantum Leap, but no one really loved it. Star Trek also towed that line, but Star Trek always did reset the time, and Star Trek's the only franchise that gets away with time travel and multiverse and whatever. Star Trek's the only one. It's the only one because the characters are so good within Star Trek. But yeah, I mean, we're with the release of Spider-Man Far From Home, we're just seeing these guys not know what to do. We got a Black Widow movie coming, Taskmaster, amazing character, but he's rumored to be in Black Widow, and you kind of don't care. I don't think there's much enthusiasm for Far From Home. I really don't. I don't think there's much enthusiasm for any of the future MCU, because everyone knows what they did now within Endgame, and it doesn't really add up. It's not really thrilling. It doesn't really pull you in. So then where are you? I don't know. But look, everyone, AKAPAD Audio Audacity, you find it here first. You only get it here. You don't get it anywhere else. Some of these are hot takes, but today's topic, I was lamenting this for quite some time. And look, I'm happy to have you with me. I'm happy to hang out with you. And until next time, create something. Don't stop. Rock and roll. And the hell with the haters.